So gender dysphoria can be very much like a ball and chain or an anchor that can sink you very quickly. It can keep you stagnant. It can hold up your life. It can be debilitating in a lot of ways. And lately, I've had to sit with myself more and think about, really examine this more because as you all know that have been watching my videos, I have been trying to integrate this past life that I lived as a woman and trying to integrate that past life trauma. And I work on my nervous system in general to resolve trauma in this current life as well. And I don't know that I'm equipped spiritually. I don't know that I'm strong enough with the things I know, or the last 6 years since I've become self-aware. I don't know that I am strong enough to be able to integrate it, because lately every day I'm feeling feminine quite a bit. It's been a stronger thing, the dysphoria. It was mild for a little bit, but it's come back pretty strong, and it's been more consistent. And hence you seeing me wear makeup more if you've been following my videos. I wasn't there for a while, now I am again. I want to look pretty, so I'm putting it on again. And I have gender envy, and I admire so many different women. I get excited, so then I want to put on makeup, and I think about these things, and then I start thinking, you've tried to integrate this for a long time now. You've been trying to do this for, well, I'd say about 6 months since my psychologist left, and I'm seeing my new therapist, Winnie. I've seen her maybe 4 or 5 times, and Winnie really wants to continue Sabine's work from where she left off, because Winnie sees how stressed I can be over the dysphoria. She's seen me almost cry a couple of times about it already. She sees the distress I go through. So last time I saw her, she told me she would really like, if I wanted to, she would love to be able to continue the work that Sabine was doing with me, which was really moving toward transition, was moving more toward that. And after Sabine left, I decided I would try to integrate it, and I thought for a little while that could happen. There's still a possibility. I haven't completely ruled it out, but it's just something now I'm looking at more and more, and realizing that it seems like I'm staying stagnant a lot, that I'm not. There's a lot of things going well for me, like I meditate, I've been exercising more, my general mood has been better because I'm working on my nervous system regulation. I'm facing my feelings and emotions from the past more. I'm not repressing things. I own my sexuality, I own who I am, I own how I'm feeling. But when it comes to gender dysphoria, it's the single most obstacle that I face, because it's such a life-altering type of thing to deal with. It can be very debilitating to deal with, and you want it to just go away. You really do just want to be able to shut it off, but you can't do that. People say that, and they'll say, shut off depression, all this stuff, when they've never dealt with such things. And you can't. You can't shut these things off. You have to learn how to treat them, which for me is doing nervous system regulation, facing your emotions, facing your trauma, things that most people seem to stuff down, or facing your sexuality, who you really are as a person, facing all these things instead of wearing a mask and faking yourself for people and people pleasing and doing things for parents and for friends and whoever else. Regulating your nervous system means facing all of this stuff and feeling it and letting it come up through you and facing it all so you can become authentic. You can become as authentic as you can become as much of an authentic person as possible. And that's what I've been working on for a very long time. And I do this through forms of spirituality too, like meditation and connecting with what I believe is a source energy where we reincarnate from, things of that nature. But gender dysphoria, as much as I've tried to face that head on and integrate it and try to heal the past life trauma, I don't know that I'm spiritually strong enough to do it. I only know of one person on YouTube that's talked about how she did it, and that was Sarah Alcaldi, the alchemist. But Sarah is very spiritually advanced, and I feel like she's been that way since she was a child. So she, I think, had a stronger foundation of authenticity much earlier in her life, and it made it easier probably for her to be able to integrate the dysphoria. And she did not transition from female to male. She became comfortable in her female body. As much as I've tried to do this, I still very much feel feminine a lot and have gender envy and imagine myself doing things every day as a woman. This is one of the questions to ask yourself too, if you have gender dysphoria or you think you have gender dysphoria. It's one of the main questions to ask yourself is, can you see yourself? Do you see yourself wanting to live as the other gender in everyday life? And I can see that, me living as a female in everyday life, everyday things, everyday day-to-day life, living my life out as a woman. I can see this. So I'm dealing with these thoughts more and more and these emotions more and more, which is making it harder and harder to integrate the past life. So I'm thinking I may not be able to do it. And I don't see Winnie, my therapist, for like 2 or 3 more weeks because of Christmas break time right now. But I know she's wanting to continue the work if I want to. I mean, I think she really thinks that's probably a good direction. She's not pushing it on me, but I think she really sees what I'm going through. So I'm really considering it. I'm still thinking about it. I'm really considering it. Now, what are things that are holding me back? Probably the main thing is hormones, knowing that if I want to look as female as possible, and I would, if I transition, I want to fit in, I need hormones, I need HRT because the estrogen there's exciting things that would happen. Softer skin, I'd probably get even fuller hair, and I already don't grow hardly any body hair, very little, so I'd probably grow less. That's exciting. I would grow breasts, which even if they're small, that would be fine. But with this all being said, I think it's because I've always been one that don't like to take medicine. I don't take anything now except vitamins because I stay in pretty good shape and I take decent care of myself. So I've always been one to like say, I'm not going to take anything unless I absolutely have to take it. But for this, I would have to be a trans woman, to achieve the goals I would want to achieve. I would need it, and I need to take it the rest of my life. So I think that's been one of the things in my mind as a block. And the cost. I don't know what the cost will be. I feel like if energies align and I'm moving in the direction I should be moving, say I were to transition, the right doors will open. The right doors will open for me to achieve getting HRT, whether there could be a program I don't know about. I really haven't looked into it in a while. There could be something I don't know about where I could get it and it don't cost me a lot. But there is a possible expense there, and the fact of taking it the rest of my life. And I think these have been things that hold me back. I think other things are in the past. I know I was thinking, oh, I need all these clothes and I need all this stuff, but I've kind of gotten past that. I don't think anymore I need all of that. I mean, I thought about the worst scenario. Okay, like if I were to transition, this is how I would now go about it. I would find a way to get HRT, and I would see if I can get facial hair removal on my neck and my face. These are the most basic things I know I would need to do. And HRT won't show signs for a while. Get the facial hair removal, neck hair removal, and let the HRT do its thing for a little bit. And by the time, hopefully, it's taking effect, also the laser or whatever I need to do for hair removal is also looking better, and things are starting to happen. If I don't have all the clothes, it really isn't a big deal. I thought to myself, the worst thing is, well, really, I would be a trans lesbian. I'm bisexual, so I would just be dressing, even if I dressed still in guy clothes, I would look female as things were starting to change. I would just be tomboy looking or more lesbian looking, which is fine. I thought about that. I said, there's all types of women and there's all types of men. I would just want to fit in with women with a feminine body and more of the appearance. So I thought, okay, you can do it. You don't have to have all these clothes. You can buy some things here and there. But I think it's that. It just seems daunting because of that, not having certain things, and then taking the drugs the rest of your life, and then things that will change as far as maybe your interactions with certain people. I mean, it sounds silly, but I thought about even my interactions with the long-term mechanic I go to, the mechanics place I go to. I would go to a different mechanic because, I mean, let's face it, a lot of people lose their minds when they find out they know somebody one way and then they find out you've transitioned or something. Some people lose their mind and it can be unsafe. You don't know how people are going to react. So I thought about I would have to change a mechanic I go to. Not sure how my landlord would react. Right now I'm not working, so I need to find a place that's accepting. So it's just all these things that I think about. And I think this is why I've said, okay, let's just try to integrate it. It's so much to go through. I live in a conservative state where people can generally be more hateful. I'm not saying I would encounter that everywhere, but I mean, we know it happens. And so there's all of this stuff. My parents know I'm gender dysphoric, even though I'm not talking to my dad, but they know about it. And my mom knows. But I think she secretly hopes I don't transition. I know she would accept me if I did. But I do get that feeling that because if I bring it up or whatever, it's just not really talked about. So there's all this stuff weighing on me, and I think these are a lot of the things. And there's women's safety. You know, I've lived 50 years as a man, and I'm very aware that women deal with safety issues that men don't deal with as much. So there's that factor too. But I cannot escape the dysphoria, and I can't escape the internal conflict I have. I feel like there's this female consciousness living in me. So a lot of things I think and feel are on that level. And then I see my body and I get it. I'm like, what the fuck kind of thing, you know? So it can hurt. It can be tough. So anyway, I feel like, though, I'm in a stagnant energy. And I started having to examine that, because I believe when your energy is aligned, it flows in the right direction. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you've tried to integrate this. You're in this repressed energy. So I'm kind of like thinking I'm in this repressed energy, and that's not healthy. So now I'm having to really analyze if I start moving toward a transition path with the energy just flow. And if it does flow, that means things will fall into line how they should fall into line. If it feels easy as I go along and it's feeling like it's the right path, then things will happen the way they need to happen. And I had to start thinking about that, because really right now, the integration should take me more to being able to be comfortable with being in this body, and it should make me feel comfortable with some feminine aspects, but not to the point of wanting to transition. But that's not happening. It's like I'm not getting completely comfortable with the masculine features, or I'm not feeling it. I'm still really leaning feminine. So that's the dilemma I'm in right now. And that's what gender dysphoria does to a lot of people. It's like something that plagues you. It's something that just hammers on you. And even when you think it's backed off and you have a little bit of peace for a while, then there's one day it's just banging on your door again. And there it is again. And gender envy spikes again, and wanting to go outside the door and have people see you as a woman is there again, and things like that. So it gets very, very difficult. So if you're questioning whether you have gender dysphoria, again, I would ask yourself, do you see yourself living as the other gender every day? And if you do, that's a good sign. But if it's like a lust thing or something like that, like a lot of male to female, a lot of men that like to cross-dress and things like that, it's a lust thing. So sometimes, though, they still get to a point with that where they'll want to transition. But you want to be cautious of that, because if you ask yourself this question about do you see yourself living every day as a female, if you really delve into it, some of these men really wouldn't want that. They're just getting caught up in the lust aspect of wearing women's clothes, or they're just feeling lustful feelings of looking like a woman, but they don't see themselves living every day as a woman and doing everyday tasks as a woman. And with gender dysphoria, true gender dysphoria, that's how you would feel. You'd feel like, I want to live my life every day as the other gender, and that means regular tasks in everyday life. And that's what I go through. So Or another question you could look at is, have you had bouts with it in the past? Can you look back on your life and see times where you were repressing thoughts, or you were repressing feelings, or you were repressing, maybe you were having thoughts about the other gender or feeling like the other gender, and you repressed it. And you can go back through your life and look at times that happened. So you have to ask yourself key questions about your past, and have there been times you felt that way before? Ask yourself, can you see yourself living every day as the other gender? It's a life-altering thing. It should be taken seriously. I don't know if some people take it so seriously. I've often talked about when I was seeing my psychologist, I got upset when I lost a chance at HRT through my clinic. But I look back on it now and know that at that time I wasn't ready for it, because I'm still questioning now. I have more clarity now than I did even 6 months ago. So you want to take this seriously because it's so life altering. The drugs alter your body in permanent ways over time. Whether you're going female to male or male to female, there's going to be some permanent things that occur. So you really want to make sure that you're doing what you think is right, and that you're doing what you really feel internally, and you know that that's how you're going to want to live out your life. So anyway, that's what I'm going through right now, guys. And I'm just trying to, I don't see Winnie for another 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's about 3 weeks because of the Christmas break. But right now I'm really going through the thought process of really considering, do I want to move toward transition? So I guess that's all I got for now, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.